who have been extraordinary during these days, especially on the 7th. To my left is the Honorable Saeed Ali Sahir, Member of Parliament, Leader, Sri Lanka Muslim Congress. My name is Javier Piedra, and I am a former acting assistant administrator for the Asia Bureau at USAID in the United States, and also currently a special correspondent for Asia Times. In addition, my colleagues, Mr. Emmanuel Findoro Obasi, Chairman of Conservative Commonwealth Association and Director, Africa House, London in the UK. Mr. Richard Semitego, Director, Africa House, London from the UK as well. Mr. Jun Shindo, President of International Development Cooperation Organization in Japan. Mr. Amjad Mustafa, Chairman, Association of Democracy and Electoral Link, also the former Vice President of the Electoral Commission of the Maldives. Mr. Ibrahim Vice Chairman, Association of Democracy and Electoral Link from the Maldives as well. Mr. Saeem Mia Ansari, President of Muslim Commission, Nepal. Mr. Muhammadin Ali, Member of the Muslim Commission, Nepal. Ms. Sen Hasis Sur, President of Kolkata Press Club, India. Ms. Jurabas Diktakten, Chief and Head of Mission South Asia and Middle East International Human Rights Observer from Thailand, and Ms. Talak Mahmoud Karim, Humanitarian Worker, Alliance for Humanity from Iraq. Thank you for coming to this press conference. There are certainly many people here and clearly a lot of interest. We came to Bangladesh to observe the 12th national parliamentary election. Our group represents observers from the countries I have just mentioned: Japan, India, Iraq, Nepal, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Thailand, the United Kingdom, and the United States. On election day, 7th January, we observed the electoral process. We started at 8 a.m. when the voter stations opened and finished at 4 p.m. We visited over 30 polling stations in and around Dhaka City. It is pertinent that for democracy, the government of Bangladesh must observe the rule of law and human rights. We observed the presence of a significant number of voters, including many women, at some 25 polling stations where I personally was present. The ratio of votes casted against registered voters at those particular voter stations as of 3 p.m. ranged from 11% to 69%. That is in my own personal observation and the folks that were with me. Moreover, on election day, talking to many voters, we found that they did not face any obstacles at the polling stations. We observed no intimidation of voters and no intimidation of polling station officials. Based on our observations, therefore, we can state that the 12th national parliamentary election of Bangladesh was conducted in a free, fair, and safe environment on polling day. I'd like to thank everyone for participation in this press conference, especially all those who provided assistance with us, for us rather, and we'd be ready to take any questions that you have, and the Honorable Congressman will be taking the questions. Thank you.
His Excellency, what do you mean by participatory? You said it was free, transparent, and participating. What do you mean by participating?
That's a wonderful question, and we always expect every party, every entities have to participate in the democratic process. But also we notice certain entities participation was limited, and that is there. But we always encourage to democratic process has to be encouraged, and participation of all the entities has to be encouraged, and also the franchise fully practiced by the people. So that is every democratic party has to take a role in playing, making people to participate in the franchise of democracy.
Do you have any comments about voter turnout?
Well, whatever we notice, certain areas when we went, even I myself went 60 kilometers, and Professor Dr. Soor was along with me, and also a lady, Jurapas from Thailand, were accompanied us over 65 kilometers. And when we went, certain areas just before lunch, 40%. Certain areas, 15%. And also while we were returning, I think according to our customs, the ladies might be engaged in cooking lunch and various things, but we saw people were flocking towards, and the youngsters are flocking towards the polling booths. So what we witnessed was that. So like my colleague said, certain areas it was around 11%, certain areas it was 45%, even certain areas we saw 65%. And end of the day, around just before closing of poll, around 4 o'clock, 3:45, Professor Dr. Su, he is very good in Bengali because he is from Kolkata, India. So he is well versed in your language. So he himself communicating with the people. They were clearly indicating there were no intimidation. In their own they were coming. Also when we went inside the poll, representation of each party were there. Certain places, 3-4 members. 4 members, and also we noticed the returning officers office also we went, assistant returning officers office also we went and got the collection of what sort of percentage so far they have been listening. So all those we were recorded. So according to that only our assumption was given.
Anyway, what is your comment about the credibility of the third parliamentary election?
Credibility, we are observers. We can't just sweeping our comments here, but generally there are certain things can be encouraged. We can even give a recommendation. We have prepared some recommendation to the election commissioner. Although I'm from Sri Lanka, it's similarly like Bangladesh, but then again, our system is a little bit curtailed, practicing any malpractices. But here I don't say that there were malpractices were there. No, not at all. But still, there are certain things we can recommend, which we will do it. Whatever it was there, we observe, and our observation will be given. We are impartial. We are impartial.
Something of that observation.
Observation. Okay. For an example, the election day itself, any supporters of any party shouldn't be around the polling booth area. And in our area, in our countries, the campaign has to be stopped prior 2 days before the elections. And they can come on the electronic media and they can go for public opinions poll or whatever. But then again, they can't physically be there in and around the polling booths. Here we saw generally that people were carrying, that their agents were carrying like this, the symbol and their photographs of the candidates and going around. So this is had to be avoided. So very impartial way, voter has to go there with a free mind, and they had to get an opportunity of voting to whom he or she has to be voted.
Did Bangladesh have a fair vote?
Well, the people and also the election commissioner himself said, it's true that the lesser percentage, 40%, right?
No.
So far, you might be knowing correctly. So it could have been gone more than that, you know, if everybody would have participated. So we encourage everybody to be participated. So if everybody would have participated, the real democracy, you know, would have been expressed. That's all I can say. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Sir, can you repeat?
Okay, this is the last question.
No. Last question is.
No problem. Okay.
As a journalist, we have received hundreds of complaints around.
Okay. Can I know your name and which journalist office you belongs to?
I am from RTV.
Okay.
Or no?
So you have got lot of complaints.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have just received a video from Umar Khali, Khana, from Shanti
Yes.
village, where one of the winning person is beaten some of the villagers and snatched their domestic animal, cow, goat, like that.
Okay. I know where you are coming. So as a responsible journalist, it's your duty, because this is your country, your people. You have to educate them for next election. It shouldn't be repeated. Please feel free. This is a democratic country.
Okay, thank you very much. We have finished the.
Yes. Actually, can I clear this issue?
Yeah.
He wants to say that there are a lot of complaints
Yes.
about the fake voting or the stamping. Have you recognized these issues in your observation?
In fact, Dr. Poole was attending a couple of journalist meetings last evening. Could you kindly explain what kind of a recommendation we can give on this part for journalist work? Can you?
Can I speak in Bengali?
Yeah, that is good.
আমরা বাংলায় শুনতে চাচ্ছিলাম।
That is good. Because that's a pertinent question.
ধন্যবাদ আপনারা মাইকটা দিতে।
Yeah, why don't you come over here?
না উনি আসবে
হবে না তাহলে
Please, I give my. Please.
This is good because he can explain in the Bengali language.
Okay, I'd just like to say that this is the last question. He will respond and we have to leave. We have another meeting we have to go to. So thank you.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
ধন্যবাদ আপনারা এত সংখ্যায় এসেছেন। প্রশ্নটা করুন, আমি তাহলে
দাদা প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে যে যেটি আমার সহকর্মীরা জানতে চাচ্ছেন যে কতখানি মনে হলো আপনাদের কাছে যে নির্বাচনটা ক্রেডিবল হয়েছে এবং যে সমস্ত ব্যাপার আসলে সব থেকে বেশি এই ইলেকশনের আগে থেকেই ছিল সেটা হচ্ছে ভোটার টার্ন আউটের যে চ্যালেঞ্জটা। আমরা কালকে সারাদিন যারা আমরা কাভার করেছি আমরাও সেটি দেখেছি যে অন্য সব কিছু সুষ্ঠু ছিল কিন্তু ভোটারই আসে। তো সেই জায়গা থেকে আপনারা পর্যবেক্ষক হিসেবে কতখানি আসলে এটিকে ক্রেডিবল ইলেকশন বলবেন মনে করছেন পর্যবেক্ষক?
দেখুন, প্রথমে বিষয়টা ছিল যে নির্বাচনটা গ্রহণযোগ্য হচ্ছে কিনা। আমার মনে হয় যে বাংলাদেশের যে গণমাধ্যম আছেন, সংবাদ মাধ্যম আছেন, তারা সকলে খুব সজাগ। এতগুলো টেলিভিশন চ্যানেল, এতগুলো কাগজ, তাদের প্রতিবেদনে এটা বোঝা যাবে এবং আপনারা অনেক বেশি মাঠ পর্যায়ে এটা দেখার সুযোগ পেয়েছেন। ফলে গ্রহণযোগ্য কিনা রাজনৈতিক দলগুলো বলবে, নির্বাচন কমিশন বলবে, মানুষ বলবে এবং সর্বোপরি আমরা মনে করি গণমাধ্যম বলবে। What I said is the question whether it's acceptable election or not, that can be said by the election commission, people of Bangladesh, political parties, and more so the media. We have a very vibrant media in Bangladesh, so many television channels and newspapers with a varied coverages, technologically and content-wise, these are good. So it's not to comment for us, we only have to observe and the technicalities. Now the level of acceptability, who decides that whether the first question was acceptability, গ্রহণযোগ্যতা। দ্বিতীয় প্রশ্ন আপনি যেটা মানে ওই প্রশ্নের দ্বিতীয় ভাগে আপনি যেটা বলছেন যে নির্বাচনটা কতটা অর্থবহ হয়েছে, ক্রেডিবল হয়েছে। এখন এই ক্রেডিবিলিটির সংজ্ঞা কি? এবং আমার মনে হয় যে আন্তর্জাতিক ক্ষেত্রে এই যারা পর্যবেক্ষক তারা কয়েকদিন কয়েক ঘন্টার মধ্যে এসে কয়েকটা বুথে গিয়ে এত বড় একটা মন্তব্য, তাহলে আপনারা যারা দীর্ঘদিন ধরে গণমাধ্যমে আছেন নিজেরা দেখছেন, আপনার সহকর্মীরা দেখছেন এবং মানে দুর্দান্ত ভাবে মাঠ পর্যায়ে থেকে এবং এখানকার টক শো এবং যে আফটার এডিট কাগজগুলোতে সুন্দর বিশ্লেষণ হয়েছে। সুতরাং এটা মানুষের কাছে কতটা গ্রহণযোগ্য হবে এটাই শেষ কথা। সুতরাং এই অর্থবহ এবং গ্রহণযোগ্যতা এইগুলো আমাদের কাছে আমরা কি দেখেছি সেটাই বোধহয় সব থেকে বড় কথা। এবং আমার যেটা মনে হয়েছে যে আন্তর্জাতিক পর্যবেক্ষকদের আসার যে ব্যবস্থাপনা বাংলাদেশের নির্বাচন পদ্ধতিতে রয়েছে সেটা অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ, কারণ এই ধরনের মানুষদের মাধ্যমে সারা পৃথিবী তাদের চোখ দিয়ে দেখে, যেমন সারা পৃথিবীর গণমাধ্যমও এসছে, পর্যবেক্ষকরাও এসছে, সেভাবে তার সারা পৃথিবীর কাছে বার্তাটা পৌঁছেছে তারা কি দেখেছে। What I said is after acceptability it was the question of credibility. What we said that there are again the political parties, election commission, vibrant mass media and the people of Bangladesh. They are to decide, and what is the the level of credibility that has to be decided. And we people, we are coming for a particular days and visiting particular places. We are more concerned about the process of election, whether the process was done according to the rules and the laws of the election. So it is up to you. It is not for some people coming for some days and to comment on something which is, it's not fair, because you have a vibrant media, you have political parties, and you have people. So it's the credibility, I think we leave it to them to judge, not to us. And what I said is the arrangement of the election, international observers' observation in the Bangladesh election rules and regulation is commendable. That through us, the international observers and international media, the message goes that how did the election take place throughout the world.
Thank you very much.